What is up, guys? This is Jared Spalding here, and today I'm going to be discussing how much money, or I guess currency, can silver make for you. And honestly, a lot of people will recommend, not investing in silver because they say, oh, well, silver, it's a decent investment, but at the end of the day, the stock market's where all the currency is to be made, or they'll probably say money. Most people don't say currency, but my point being, it's not obviously, I'm paraphrasing, but, a lot of people, especially very wealthy people, they say, yeah, silver's way too slow of a market, it's manipulated way too easily. So, yeah, stock market's where it's at. But the thing about silver is that it's probably the safest investment that you can ever, be with, because of the fact that silver, it's always going to hold some kind of value because of the fact that silver is so useful. And the thing about a business is that at any given time, it can fail, and chances are it's not going to bounce back from that. The thing about silver is that whenever it goes down, it always rebounds, because whenever silver prices fall, demand spikes, and then they rise again. I mean, that's the way it works, right? Supply and demand. And when the supply of silver goes up, so does the demand with it, and matches it, and eventually exceeds it, driving the price back up. And that, is not something that necessarily happens on the stock market. So I think silver overall is a safer investment, but in terms of making you more money, sure, there's probably more money to be acquired, or currency, to be acquired on the stock market because of the fact that it's so much faster moving, and you could see your investments double or triple within a day if a company is doing really well. That's an exaggeration, but you can see the amount you've invested go up, a lot over time. But the thing is that people really seem to like to downplay just what the benefits of silver, because a lot of people think, that you can't make any currency really of it at all, and that's just not true, because it really depends on what you're going with, honestly. That's why I recommend diversification. Generic bullion will make you some fast money in a bubble situation. If the price of silver bubbles, then you can make a lot really quickly, 4 times about what you're paying for silver, actually. Assuming that, let's say that let's say you were buying at 15 an ounce and silver bubbles to 60 an ounce. If if silver went up to 60 an ounce, this bar would be worth $300 in melt value. Just take a second to think that in that situation, and this has happened in the past, I would be holding $300 in my hand right now in this small little bar. Right now, I'm holding $90. Oh, I'm a little bit less than $90 right now, but $300. Think about that. That's insane. This would literally, just these 4 bars would be worth $1,200. That's some fast money right there. If you really think about it, because that's faster than even the stock market's going to be, because you're talking about within, a couple weeks this can happen. There's a lot of build-up before it, and it does take a long time, but once the price starts to bubble, it goes fast. I mean, you're talking, literally every day silver, going up 20 to 30% in value, maybe even more. It really depends, honestly, but it's definitely going to be making you an insane amount of currency. And like I said, bubbles are very rare, okay? It's like a blue moon, only even rarer than that, honestly, because, it really doesn't happen that often. It's less predictable, too. You really don't know when the next time that silver is going to bubble is. But once it is, once it does, I'll be ready. And hopefully all you guys have enough financial IQ to be ready as well. Now, that's just bullion, though. Or generic bullion, excuse me, and all of this value, of course, is tied to the silver price. But what if, you are investing in something where it has value that is based on, beyond the silver? It's not locked to silver as much, and that is where valuable numismatics come into play. Now, honestly, these come into play when you're talking about making huge profits really fast. Now, of course, their value, is based more on what people think they're worth, what someone else is willing to pay, rather than being attached to the silver price, like I said. However, if you know where to look, you can get some good deals. I can promise you, everything here that was not gifted to me, of course, I paid under its value. Like, these coins, for example, I paid $15 for both of them, you know what I mean? And they're easily worth, I could easily go and sell these things for 10 apiece, maybe not 14 and 12, I don't know, but definitely less than what, or I definitely paid less than will they be worth. Now, the only coin that I did buy from a large retailer was this. I bought this from AppMax. But other than that, everything here I bought in auctions for a really good price. Like this right here, I paid $42.45, and it's been valued at $140. This paid $9.57, I believe, or maybe a little bit less than that. Actually, no, I think it was under $9. I'm trying to remember now, but this I paid like 9 something maybe. I think I'm pretty sure it was 9 something, and this I could easily turn around and sell for 60, right there. This I paid like $17. Probably sell it for 25. Basically, my point being that these you can make a lot of money fast if you know where to look. Because honestly, these nicer pieces, this is what people care about. Something like this, 1832 bust half dollar. I mean, you look at this, got all the stars on both sides. All this detail on the portrait right there. I mean, with the back is pretty decent. You got all your words there, 50 cents. Everything's, you can make it out. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump the stand there, but you can make out everything in here or on this coin. So it is going to be something that's desirable. And honestly, if you know what to look for, especially like with details and stuff like that, you can make a killing, because all of these coins are worth nothing to some people and worth a lot to others. But once you find that untapped market, once you find that market of people that have a lot of money but haven't bought yet, there you go. That's where all the money's going to come from. So how much money can silver make you? Well, that really depends on how much time you're willing to put into it, Are you going to put in 5 minutes and go and, let's say, sorry about this, but let's say, you're going to put 5 minutes in, go and buy 4 ounces, or 5 ounce bars of silver and call it a day? Or you're going to put half an hour in of searching and find this beauty right here and end up paying a fourth of what it's worth? It really depends on what you're willing to do, honestly. It's all about you at this point. I mean, I know it sounds like a dumb cliche, but it's true. Really, if it is, or if, at the end of the day, if you put more time into the silver, into investing, you can get more out of it. It's like, your schoolwork, right? I mean, if you're in school, or you were, most of you probably were, I would imagine, you would know that the more work you put in, generally the better grade you get. The more work you put in, generally the better your stack's gonna look. So that's just my thoughts on it, though. And if you watch the end of the video, please let me know in the comment section. I'm just going to do that between random videos to see, who you guys are actually watching the whole thing. And because honestly, I want to see, if you guys are getting a little bored. I understand if you are. And if you guys have any, things that you want to see at all, please let me know, because it would really, really help me out, with some ideas. 850 videos almost. So we're getting, pretty deep in this at this point, and I'm thinking going out on a limb every time I discuss, I feel like. So please let me know some ideas you guys would love to hear about, because I would love to talk about them. But that is it for this one. Peace, love, and much respect.